As you know, we have one of the highest rates of youth unemployment in the world. Those figures are even worse for young people living with disabilities. Now, the youth employment accelerator, Harambee, says it's going to try and change that. They've partnered with USAID to launch the Inclusive Digital Employment activity. Our reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, is at the Harambee headquarters in Braamfontein. Ntokozo, good afternoon to you. What plans are underway there?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, it's an exciting afternoon for me to actually be out in Braamfontein and seeing young people being active in the economy, and really that's the goal that Harambee has, to both get, all young people to be able to continue to follow their dreams and be able to secure employment. And to tell us a little bit more about what was launched today, I am now joined by Paloma Adams-Allen, who is with the USAID. Thank you so much for talking to us. We are at the Harambee building. Whole lot of young people around us. Talk us through this partnership that USAID is launching with Harambee.
Excellent. Thank you. So good to meet you. Thank you for having me. First of all, I just want to say congratulations and thank you to the leadership and the young people of the Harambee House. I've had a chance now just to meet a lot of the young people and to get a sense of the work that this organization does to prepare young people, centering the young people in those decisions and working with employers to connect young people to jobs. And we know very well as USAID from our experience that societies function more effectively if everyone can meaningfully contribute to the economy. And it's particularly challenging for young people who are suffering with disabilities to access meaningful employment in a place that is supportive. And so the partnership that we're launching with Harambee today is really about connecting young people who are dealing with disabilities to really meaningful employment in the digital space. And so I'm so excited because I've had a chance to meet them, to hear about their experiences, to understand what their dreams are, what their goals are, and how this partnership with Harambee is going to help get them there. I'm also thrilled about the partnership because it is a part of USAID's focus on better localizing our assistance. And what that means is providing funding and support directly to South African organizations and organizations around the world to come up with the solutions and to implement those solutions and not to necessarily rely on the traditional partners exclusively. And what is thrilling about this partnership is that the young people co-created it. So they helped co-design it.
And we did get a chance to hear from some of those young people.
That is just so essential to our work because, nothing about us without us. And I think this partnership speaks to that. And so it's just been a phenomenal experience to meet the people of Harambee, to see this operation, and particularly to connect with the young people with disabilities who are going to be not only participating, but really leading this partnership.
And maybe just talk us through a little bit. Obviously, technology offers a lot of opportunities in really digging out those skills of the future. But talk us through why this focus, particularly for young people living with disabilities, and what the picture looks like in the rest of Southern Africa when it comes to really opening up those opportunities for young people, and especially those living with disabilities.
Yeah, I think the digital and technology space is particularly ripe and a good fit for people with disabilities because it actually, as I've learned from two of my colleagues now, young people who themselves are dealing with disabilities, that the technology gives them the tools they need to be able to be independent and autonomous in a way that is very difficult. And I think that is why employers struggle with how am I going to incorporate someone with disabilities because I might not be able to support them. And so tech in general gives them the tools to be able to manage their own lives, to figure out their transportation, to pay their bills, but it also facilitates their ability to work in certain sectors that traditionally we may not have thought of. So I think there's two pieces here. And the tech sector, as I understand it, is growing in South Africa, and because it is cross-cutting across so many industries, whether it be health or agriculture or banking, it creates a lot of space for employment opportunities for young people.
Palome, thank you so much for giving us those insights. Of course, that is Palome Adams-Allen, who is with USAID, and we are still taking a tour, really, of the building that is also a lot more accessible for these young people that are living with disabilities, so that they do have even a comfortable workspace. Because, it's all good and well to create those employment opportunities, but if they don't enjoy where they work and it's difficult for them to move around, it also becomes a challenge. So that is what will also be, getting that tour of how they move around and the kind of work opportunities that they do have here. As Palome said, we did hear earlier from one of the young people that is part of the program, very bright and in IT, and also doing his part to then carry on opening up those opportunities for other young people that are living with disabilities, that feel that perhaps they don't fit in those kind of jobs in IT, in the jobs that give those skills of the future. So we'll give an update a little bit later on in the afternoon, but it is back to you in studio for now.
Ntokozo Khumalo, thank you very much indeed.